This is Kamala Harris, the junior senator from California who is running for president in 2020. She's trying to win the support of over 3 million teachers in the United States by promising them a $13,500 raise courtesy of the federal government.
The data is very clear that teachers are, as compared to other college graduates, receiving 11% less in pay across the country.
Senator Harris is calling this the teacher pay gap. Are teachers underpaid? Well, it depends on the area of the country. But overall, if teachers are making 10% less than certain college grads, maybe it's because they work, on average, like 9 months out of the year. And that doesn't include all the time off that they get during the school year, including Thanksgiving, Christmas, and spring break. Spring break!
We want that student who is excelling in chemistry and biology, that they will pursue their passion of teaching children instead of worrying about how they're going to pay off their student loans and going to some pharmaceutical company.
Hear that, guys? Working for some pharmaceutical company is bad. And how does someone excelling in chemistry and biology translate into someone having a passion to teach children?
So instead of pursuing their passion of teaching a child, that science student goes on and works at a pharmaceutical company. That's a shame.
Maybe the science student doesn't want to have to deal with disrespectful children, not to mention the parents that may or may not be in denial about their damn kids. But yeah, can you believe that someone would choose trying to discover a new cancer drug over teaching 8th graders? Such a shame.
Let's understand that the work of being a teacher is as important, if not frankly, much more important than so many of these other things.
Not sure how you can compare a grade school teacher and a scientist, two very different careers, and say that the teacher is frankly the more important of the two, but sure, why not? So the way the raise would work is that the federal government would provide 10% of the funding. Then for every $1 that the state invests in teacher pay towards the raise, the federal government would invest $3 until the gap is closed. This could cost the federal government as much as $315 billion over 10 years. However, the federal money is just an incentive, which means that the raise is contingent on the state coming up with extra money. And since it's not a requirement, the $13,500 raise for every teacher is far from guaranteed and is likely a promise Harris would not be able to keep.
Describing immigrants who have a track record of committing violent crimes at a lower rate than native-born Americans as rapists and criminals.
Oh look, Beto O'Rourke is trying to blur the line between legal immigrants and illegal immigrants. Not to mention that that's not what Trump said.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
They always leave off that last part. Now this news has the balls to say that Trump has called immigrants animals in past statements, though he claims that he was referring to members of the MS-13 gang. Except that he was literally talking about MS-13 gang members.
Thank you. There could be an MS-13 gang member I know about. If they don't reach a certain threshold, I cannot tell ICE about them.
Yeah. We have people coming into the country or trying to come in. We're stopping a lot of them. But we're taking people out of the country. You wouldn't believe how bad these people are. These aren't people. These are animals. And we're taking them out of the country at a level and at a rate that's never happened before.
Now this is supposed to be a news network, but instead it's pure garbage.
Imagine a world without Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Terrifying, right?
Wait, can we start over?
Imagine a world without Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Terrifying, right?
Well, she's done quite a bit for my channel's growth.
I helped get progressive women elected, and now establishment Democrats are trying to put me out of business.
Oh no!
AOC refused to wait her turn and challenged her ineffective Democratic congressman.
Whoa, not true. Crowley wasn't ineffective. He sponsored some pretty important legislation that was signed by the president, like getting these 4 post offices renamed. And yeah, I got nothing else. Although technically Crowley has had more sponsored bills enacted than, say, Bernie Sanders. And I'm not dismissing Bernie's very important legislative efforts. like Senate Bill 2782. It amended 36 U.S. Code Section 230101, changing the word men to veterans, and in 36 U.S. Code Section 230102, the word widows was changed to spouses. So in the 29 years that Bernie Sanders has been in Congress, he's only sponsored 7 bills that have been enacted, and one of them changed 2 whole words in the US Code to make it gender neutral. You're doing God's work, Bernie. But his biggest accomplishment was helping to torpedo Hillary Clinton's chances of winning the presidency, for which we are all grateful.
Then she turned politics from a bureaucratic, insular institution for old white men into her own bully pulpit for affordable health care, green jobs, and living wages.
You know that AOC worked as an organizer for Bernie Sanders, an ineffective old white man, right?
There's an organization called the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, or the DCCC, that claims to support Democratic House candidates. So they should support more AOCs, right?
Not so much.
Look, there is only one AOC, and that's one too many.
The DCCC has announced it will blacklist campaign staff that work with candidates who run against sitting, usually centrist, Democrats.
When an outsider candidate challenges a sitting congressman, it's the DCCC's job to protect its members. So basically, this girl is upset that the DCCC is trying to undermine people who are trying to undermine the DCCC. Outrageous.
I work with progressive candidates in New York, and just 6 hours after the DCCC announced the blacklist, I met with a potential candidate who was considering a Democratic primary. The candidate told me 2 consultants dropped out that morning, and now the candidate might not run at all.
Oh no!
Outsider candidates without political experience, like say a former bartender or a public school teacher, are exactly the types of leaders we need more of in Washington.
Oh yeah, we need more of this in Washington.
I think a border wall is racist.
I'm a little short on content this week, so I thought I'd respond to some of your comments. Okay, I just checked out your channel, and all you do is hate on Democrats. You don't need that apostrophe there. We get it, they do dumb stuff sometimes. Sometimes? But you never say anything about Republicans, nor do you propose anything. You just hate on things. I've goofed on President Trump here and there, but yeah, I tend to criticize more Democrats because, wait, do I have to really defend myself here? No one goes to the Young Turks and asks them to say nice things about Republicans, okay? Come on. Here's a viewer response to my video on Andrew Yang and universal basic income. Unsubscribed. AI will replace all jobs eventually, and UBI is mandatory. If you could stop dick riding Trump, you would realize this. I will respond to this comment with another comment. Try to replace my job. I wax Brazilians all day. No robot can do that. Thank you, Jessica. Glad to hear that your occupation is safe from the rise of the robots. Yang said Martin Luther King called it guaranteed minimum income. Yang is not hiding anything. You're just a hater trying to misrepresent facts. I didn't misrepresent anything, hater. My point was that Yang is wrong to say that UBI and GMI are the same thing in principle. Martin Luther King Jr. was talking about lifting the black community and the very poor out of poverty. Do you really think that MLK would have championed a scheme where everyone in the United States gets $1,000 a month? Just get out of the comment section and read a book. So in my last video, I debunked the Daily Show segment about the pink tax. In my research, I consistently found that the pink woman's razor cost less than the blue men's razor, and that pink snorkels don't necessarily cost more than blue ones. Indisputable evidence, right? The men's razor contains 4 razors, while the women's had only 3. I love that you focused on the number of blades on the men's razor to deceive everyone on the price differences. This video debunks nothing. So here's the package of the men's Flex 3. It contains 4 razors. Here is the package of the Twilight Soleil. It contains 4 razors. Wow, I'm so deceptive. Yeah, sure. If the pink one is cheaper, would you buy a pink snorkel for your son? I doubt it. If my son wants to go snorkeling, he'll use the damn snorkel that I give him. I did not like how smug and personal you were about all of this, but damn, you really did work hard for this video and presented legit data. Thus, I will click that like button. Thanks? Okay. Spasiba. You'd mind. I don't see the problem. Why don't they just transition to men and gain some of that sweet, sweet male privilege? Make the patriarchy work for you, ladies. Become men today. Your ideas are intriguing to me, and I wish to subscribe to your newsletter. Women spend more money on makeup and perfume because they're ugly and they stink. I don't know why that made me laugh so hard. Anyway, thanks for watching, sharing, and hitting that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and check out these links in the description and check out these videos that you probably missed. As always, I hope to see you next time.